Greetings, everyone. How are you? Welcome. Welcome to another episode of Article Reactions, everybody. How you doing, Jessica? Nice to see you. Emmanuel, I did go to bed and got a good night's rest. I followed your instructions. How are you? Glad to see you today. Well, hope you had a great time last night. I did. I really did. I mentioned, and I'm not kidding when I said at this point, it's just time to just laugh at what's going on. I mean, come on. How serious can we be? We look around this place, this space with no zip code, and you see some of everything. So I'm like, hey, let's just mock it at this point because that's what a neighborhood is with lots of different people of all category, classes, race, all kind of stuff. So you get what you get in a gumbo soup. But hope you're doing great. Hope your weekend started off pretty good. Here in the Shy, it's been rainy, been dreary all day, and I just couldn't do it. I had planned to go out, go to the store just to, go get a few things. I'm out of my hibiscus tea that I like. And I thought about it, looked out the window, and like, nope, ain't gonna do it. I got a nice little swig left of the tea, and I might sip on that. If not, I got a couple of other beverages to sip on, so I'll deal with what I have. Tomorrow, I think they're doing the Shamrock Shake run, where they have most of the city closed off because the folks all running down the middle of the street and down Expressway, Lakeshore Drive. I think that's what they got. 'Cause I saw a little notification. I kind of glanced at it. I saw, you don't have to worry about me going downtown. You all can have it. You can have it all. I'm good until Monday when I have to go downtown. So whatever I want or need it, it's just going to have to wait. That's how I do it. Nice to see you, Don Teasy. How are you doing? Did you take it easy? Yeah, Manuel. I am glad that you are looking forward to the mental health show. There's some questions I have when it comes to mental health with men. I can research things, I can have some experience with some things, but when it comes down to just the way a man think today, or just the way a man think, I can't get that part. I can just say, well, in my experience, this guy, blah, 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 or I read this, I saw this article, let me play this for you. But I do have a lot of questions as far as what's going on, so hopefully the gentleman will be able to answer some of those questions as well as even the people in the chat. If they have experience, they want to come up and share, it'll be nice. All right, good people. Without further ado, I think you know what to do. I don't think I have to tell you because she's going to tell you to sit down anyway. So you know what to do. That's all I'm going to say. So let's get ready to welcome the wonderful, the lovely, the classic.
Stay down there, girl. Stay down there.
Classic Ruby, everybody.
Why, thank you, lovely ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, I'm just here basking in your adulation. Thank you, lovely people, for showing up just to praise me. Praise me! Oh, sorry. It's new show? Sorry, my bad. Different channel. My bad. Hey, how you doing this evening?
I am well. How are you?
Not too shabby. You know. Glad that we got some, good news and good Karens on the way. It's always a good day when there's good Karens on the way, right?
Yeah.
How else it gonna
Always.
be? I mean, it's gonna rain apparently. Like literally, this little notification is at the bottom of like I don't know when Windows 10 started doing this, but it's actually like on the main screen, the main window bar saying rain coming. Like,
Mm.
yeah, so don't worry. The rain's not going to surprise you and ruin your day. They're going to remind you all day. It's going to ruin your day. It's coming. It's on its way. Okay? Just wait for it. It's coming to ruin your day. Just watch out the window for it. You're like, really? But it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm good. I'm good with that. So other than that, I mean, technology is ruining my life. I'm going to explain today, though, a much more scary way that technology could ruin all of our lives, like literally, like world-ending
Oh
event
boy.
will ruin our lives. Yeah. So it's gonna be a good day. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
Mm-hmm.
let's go ahead and get on into it.
All right.
Okay, so what we got here? Um, this is one of those play stupid game, get stupid prizes, but when it comes down to us, we always get the short end of the stick. That's what I call it.
Mm-hmm.
Dunkin Donut worker gets 2 years of house arrest in death of man who called him the N word. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna take a stab at his name. Corey Pajoles, 27, reached a deal with prosecutors in Tampa, Florida, and pleaded guilty to felony battery and fatal punch. A black restaurant worker who punched an elderly white man who later died over a racial slur has been sentenced to 2 years of house arrest. Corey Pajoles, 27, reached a deal with prosecutors in Tampa, Florida, and pleaded guilty to felony battery, potentially avoiding decades in jail for causing the death of Vanell Cook, 77. So let me scroll down so you can take a look. Yeah, he did it. That's all I can say. He called them all kind of names. I could hear it just right now. He did it. Mm. That's a
Mm-hmm.
darn shame over a donut, coffee, or whatever the item was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pajoles was working at Dunkin' Donuts in Tampa, Florida on May 5th, 2021, when Cook tried to order coffee at the restaurant drive through, court records say, as reported by Associated Press, but attendants couldn't hear him. Huh? What you say? And he became upset. He parked his vehicle, walked into the restaurant, and complained about his service, according to investigators. Now, I'm going to just point out that he went in to complain instead of go in to get the item that you want. Just wanted to point that out. Store employees described Cook as a regular customer who was regularly troublesome and abusive, according to a press release from the Florida State Attorney's Office. Pajoles asked Cook to leave, and the elderly man responded with a racial slur. Pajoles told Cook not to use the racial slur again, but he did. This time, Pajoles threw a punch to the senior's jaw and knocked him to the floor, which he hit his head, according to WTVT. Cook was transported to the hospital where he died 3 days later. An autopsy showed Cook suffered a skull fracture and brain contusions. Well, sometimes it can happen, especially when they much up there in the first place. Cajoles was originally charged with aggravated manslaughter, which carried up to 30 years in prison. The prosecutor accepted a plea deal that also included 200 hours of community service and anger management class. Now, I just want to say my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. It was rude. Yes, it was very rude for that guy to call him the N word. It's no joke. A lot of people feel some kind of way about it. Some look at it, oh, it's just words. Others like, no, you stepped the line, overstepped the line. That's the boundary that you step, that you cross over, and I got some for you. Okay. This man has 2 years, which I also found out that they have to pay monthly. They have a fee they have to pay. That bracelet, I guess, ain't free, even though it half worked. But anyway, so he has that and community service that he has to do. Do I condone, you know, punching and fighting older people? Well, I will answer this. If you hit me, I hit you back. How
Mm,
about that? I will say that. But it's unfortunate that the guy got the sentence he received, because if it was the other way around, it would be a different story.
mhm.
And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is this, right? I mean, first of all, we already know that there's an issue where people are not, I mean, they're not properly, there's hate crime laws, right? We weren't even
Hmm.
allowed to get our own special ones, right? Just general hate crime laws that they never apply to very obvious hate crimes when they're being enacted against us. And so the problem is that when you're getting these verbal threats, they're often connected to maybe trauma in your past, stuff like that, whatever. It shouldn't be okay, but it kind of is okay. Like, oh well, someone just said mean words to you, oh well, like that's how it would be treated if you were to call the police on it, right? And it's like, well, if you're saying something to someone which akin to them is literally like a threat of death, right? I'm going to kill you. That's basically what you can hear. You look at the hate in someone's eyes, right? They remind you of all of the old white folk while you were growing up and you were small and helpless and whatever, who would say those things and mean it and maybe cause harm to a family member or something like that, whatever. Now they're saying, I mean, I can see how it devolves.
Yeah.
And unless they are willing to actually punish hate crimes, including when you are saying hateful, malicious, racist things against people who have done wrong, it should be assault, right? I mean, now, right, if someone spits at you, it's assault, right? So I
Hmm.
I feel like someone coming at me with the racial slurs, like in a certain context, would be far more assaulting than spitting on me. So I mean, I don't know, like maybe they need to take a look at that. Because just saying, well, black men should just learn to control their temper and get over it is not a reasonable response. Like that's just what it comes down to. And I think that that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that black folk are tired of being told that just get over it, just be the bigger person. Why can't
Yeah.
you control your anger? Oh, you don't want to act out and prove them right, right? People are getting tired of that. So now they're
Yeah.
just reacting the way, what, every other race has had a right to act all these decades. So
Yeah.
yeah, that is unfortunate. Well, again, I mean, at least he's not in prison for life, so okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Um, Now, guys, have I got a horror story for some of y'all?
Uh-oh.
How show of hands, anyone who's scared to go to the dentist? Yeah. A lot of people. It's like a fear. It's like a childhood fear. A lot of people have, right? They're terrified
Hmm.
of the dentist. They're terrified of, they're them having a cavity and having to go through the painful dental work and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Let's take a look.
Hmm.
It's a case that for many sounds like their worst nightmare, a dentist accused of lying and breaking teeth for money.
At Jackson Family Dentistry, you'll see me, Dr. Sharmley, and you'll get to know my staff. We are one team focused on you and your dental health.
Court documents
I'm sorry, but don't those commercials sound like a scam to you? Like the tone of his voice, that music, it's a scam. Scam. That's what it screams me. Scam, scam, scam. Don't go. Like,
Okay.
oh god. Okay, let's keep watching.
say former Jackson Family Dentistry owner Dr. Scott Sharmley was anything but focused on his patients' health. According to a federal indictment, Sharmley would convince patients they needed a crown for a cracked tooth. The documents say during procedures, Sharmley used a drill to crack the healthy tooth, put in a crown, and charge their insurance. And if insurance didn't cover it, patients paid out of pocket. The indictment accuses Sharmali of performing an unusual amount of crown replacements. In one 20-month period, 1,600 procedures that totaled more than $2 million in claims. It also says he purposefully damaged teeth at least 8 times in 2 years, 3 of them on one person. I went
Mm.
inside Jackson Dentistry Wednesday. Hi, are you a manager here?
I am, yes.
We're looking for Dr. Scott Sharmoli. Does he still work here?
I have nothing to add to this.
I also went to Sharmoli's house in Grafton and tried his phone.
The Sharmali family can't take your call now.
I never got a response.
Shocking.
Now, a spokesperson for Jackson Family Dentistry here behind me says that Sharmali used to own the practice but left in August of 2019. In a statement, that spokesperson says many support staff stayed at the practice through the transition of ownership, but they did not have the expertise or the access to have been aware of the alleged misconduct. Reporting in Jackson, I'm Caroline Reinwald, WYSN 12 News.
Now, what's amazing about this story is the only reason why he was found out is because he retired, right? And when the new people took over the practice, they're the ones who discovered it and reported it, right? But I'm going to be fair here, okay? He did this over they're saying 20 months, but really it says here over a 4-year period in the article. And then he got out. Once he made his $2 million, he was like, yeah, it's enough to retire safely on. And he got out, right? So this practice, he was clearly done. It's like he was clearly done with dentistry and said, yeah, but I need to have enough to retire on, you know?
Uh-huh.
So he ran his little hustle and he thought he'd be good. Now, he has been, like, before he got convicted just recently, right? His license has been suspended since February 2021. But honestly, he wasn't trying to practice anyway, because like I said, he got out. He was done. He was done with y'all and your teeth, okay? And so what I think is amazing is that he was convicted, right? And they're talking about a lot in the article. They're talking about kind of the insurance fraud aspect of it. That's really the part that they care about currently, and that's really what happened is the insurance fraud. This is why he was convicted. The malpractice suits are to follow. We don't know if the malpractice suits are going to be successful, right? But what it doesn't look like he's actually going to get are criminal charges for what he did. Like real, like, like not like these federal, little club fed charges, but like real criminal charges, which is what I would want. Like, you damaged my teeth, right? Like, you caused me actual injury. And then, made me have the crowns and whatever. And it's like all of that pain, that suffering, some people get addicted to opiates after taking them for stuff like this, right? So the long lasting damage of that and of the effect on your body and God knows what else. And you're going to give him some little club fed charges. I would be upset myself. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I would too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say this, just last week, a friend of mine had sent me a screenshot of an appointment that was made, not by her, but the dentist that she used to go to that charged an arm and a leg says your appointment has been set. If you want to change it, give us a call. And I told her, I said, it's a setup. They want you to call. That's what that is. And she says she's not responding to that. She knows it's spam.
Exactly. That's what the hustle is. Like, it's weird. They'll even have your like first or last name. The text message I'm getting, it's for my cell phone, but still the same thing. And they actually know my first name. So they're texting me saying that they work at the Rogers store at the mall by my house. And, if I want an upgrade, contact so and so. And I'm like, how would you know my name? I've never been to that Rogers store ever in life. Right. I haven't inquired about a hardware upgrade. Where, like, and I'm like, and I was sitting there really thinking for like a while, this must be someone who knows, because he knew my first name. Right. And I'm like, no, something's wrong with this. And then I finally looked at the link. I didn't click on it. I just looked at the link, like the letters, and they weren't about Rogers at all. It was like Cashed XL or something. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yep.
Spam.
Yep. They're
Oh,
getting clever with
spam.
it. They're getting hella clever with it.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if you guys are have went through mm, a little discomfort when it came down to this week of the daylight savings time.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I did. I think wasn't until maybe yesterday that I finally kind of got into the groove of it.
Mm.
Some things, but not all things. But it's been a little tough, especially with this rain and cloudy all day for 2 days in a row. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, when it comes down to the daylight savings time, they were pretty much saying, yeah, it's a shot in the bucket. Yes, it's going to happen. Now, there are some doubts. I'm like, oh no. But I'll read it and let's see what they got to say. Senate plans for permanent daylight savings time face doubts in the House. It could be weeks or months before Democrats decide whether to tee up a vote. Let's find out. Let's see here. The House is set to hit the snooze button on the Senate plan to permanently change the nation's clock. It could be weeks or it could be months before House Democratic leaders decide whether to tee up a vote on eliminating the biannual clock changes that have governmented daily life in most states for decades, says Republican Frank Pallone Jr. He chairs the House Energy and Commerce Committee that oversees time changes policies. While the Sunshine Protection Act, which unanimously passed the Senate on Tuesday, would nationally shift clocks an hour later to maximize daylight. Some doctors have argued that adopting permanent standard time would be healthier, a very well would be a healthier option. And because, give me 1 second, I got something that's distracting me. Oh, it's okay. It's good. All right. I had this notification. I just kept glancing at it. Okay. Now I'm back to where I was reading. Nationally maximized. Some doctors have argued that adopting permanent standard time would be a healthier option and better aligned with humans' natural rhythms. Pallone, who held a hearing last week on daylight savings time, said he shares the Senate goals to end the spring forward and fall back, excuse me, clock changes linked to more strokes, heart attacks, and car accidents. Excuse me. But he wants to collect more information. So that's going to be the delay because they need more information. I say do it. What are we waiting on? Let's do it.
Hmm. I mean, on one side, right? Like I personally hate spring forward time every year. It's the
Uh-huh.
worst time of year for me. But
Yeah,
fall back is my favorite time of year.
I
Like,
agree.
right? So it's like I don't want to ever do the spring forward. Like I would be okay if just every year we did fall back, right? And just every year shifted the clock back. Never shifted it back forward. No, I don't want to do that part. Yeah, like
No.
I just need to gain an hour a day, like a year. That would be fine. I would be fine with that. But without that shift ever, like on one side, I don't really. I think I also kind of object to when they do it because they do it to be preemptive, right? Like they're doing it before we would really notice the stark difference. And I'm like, I think that they should maybe make the shift happen a little bit later,
Hmm.
you know, when we like, because like, okay, if you're gonna shift the time when I'm not noticing or appreciating the difference in daylight and when it is and whatever yet, then it just feels like you're stealing something from me, right? So I'm like, if I notice the daylight shifted and I'm like, it feels weird waking up now and it looks like this, it's supposed to look something different, and then you shift it and then we'd be like, oh, that feels better. You know what I mean? So I just feel like they need
Yeah.
to do it a little bit later. That's really my big beef with it. I can't really imagine living somewhere that has standard time and they just never have daylight savings times. Like, it seems strange to me because I've just always had daylight savings time, right? Like, it's just like, how would you live? I don't know if I would be able to process reality in that situation. I know it's weird, but like, that's how I feel about it. Whatever, guys. Let's just lose, like, fall back every year. Eventually, day would be night, and night would be day, and then finally, the world would be aligned with me, right? I would finally be
Dang.
king of the castle. Okay, so I'm okay with that. I am. I know.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. Hey, that's how I live anyway. I have to live on all
Right.
y'all's normal people schedules. I think y'all should have to live on my schedule eventually.
So
So
catch up with you. Okay.
yeah, see, thank you. Shar gets it. All right. Shar gets it. All right. Now, Shar, we did talk about the COVID home testing kits a
Yes.
little while ago, right? I know some people signed up, got their testing kits. Some people, like myself, we've even have ourselves or have loved ones who have them, have used them, whatever. I got some bad news for y'all. I know.
Mm,
Of course, there's always bad news when it has anything to do with Rona. But I got some bad news for y'all. Let's take a listen about these kits.
okay.
To parents and grandparents out there about those at home COVID-19 tests you've gotten. Keep them away from children. Good evening. I'm Amanda Hill.
And I'm Pat Callahan. And while you're at it, make sure you're using those test kits properly. The Northern New England Poison Center says it has seen an increase in calls about exposures to a chemical in those test kits as more people are self-testing at home. And as News Center Maine's Vivian Lee shows us, there are a few steps you can take in order to keep you and your family safe.
Nurses. Now, I want to be clear. Yes, you guys did hear that right. Is that the kit you can use to
Mhm.
test to see if you have this potentially deadly virus for yourself because you don't know how it's going to affect you, right? The kit
Okay.
itself has poisonous chemicals in it that could also kill you. Okay, so
Oh, boy.
that's where we're at. Okay.
And pharmacists at the Northern New England Poison Center have received more than 30 calls since November of accidental exposures involving home COVID-19 test kits.
People who are dipping the swabs into the reagent and then swabbing their nose. It's a typical thing. People don't always read instructions.
Dr. Simone is a clinical toxicologist and the director of the center, which covers Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. She says the majority of the extraction vials and test kits contain sodium azide, a toxic substance that is colorless and tasteless. Exposure can cause skin, eye, and nose irritation. The vials often resemble small squeeze bottles, and some people are mistaking the bottles for eye drops.
It hurts. It requires that you flush your eyes. And then it needs close monitoring to make sure that nothing develops that's more serious.
There have been a few cases involving children ingesting some of the liquid after finding used kit materials in the trash.
Put a swab in their mouth, and we have not had any symptoms at all.
Dr. Simone says the amount of sodium azide in most rapid antigen kits is very small, much lower than the amount needed to cause severe health problems. For eye exposures, rinse the eyes for 15 to 20 minutes with warm tap water. For skin exposures, rinse the skin well with tap water and call the Poison Center if you or someone else has been exposed.
There's no question that's stupid. There's no question that's too simple. Just call us and ask.
Kits should be stored out of reach of children and pets, preferably away from anything you may put in your mouth, eyes, and nose. Make sure to read and follow the instructions on the package before.
Okay. So, wait a minute. It's not that there's something inherently wrong with the kit. It's that people are stupid and don't read instructions and then think with this medical kit that they order that they can just dip whatever, wherever, and just whatever. They know what they're doing. What? Hold on. You jackass. It's one thing if you're, okay, honestly, if you're like a teen to young adult, you're doing it yourself and you want to be a jackass about life, that's cool. That's fine. But if you're a parent, right, and you're testing yourself and your kids, how dare you not read the instructions? How dare you? Okay.
Right.
Now I'm pointing at men out there. I'm gonna be real. I am. I'm pointing out all of y'all. You know why? Because women read instructions and men say, "I can figure this out." Right? That's my okay. Listen, that's my lived experience. That's my lived experience. Women go right to the instructions. They pull out the instructions. They want to read it. Men go right to tinkering. Right? So I'm thinking that what they're getting is phone calls from the men who didn't read the instructions first because they didn't think they had to, because it's so simple, right? I mean, they're like medical professionals. They could do it in their sleep. No, okay, right? Or again, just leaving things out. Oh, that's probably like saline solution or something. I'll leave that out. Oh, look, the baby's sucking on her head. Look at the kid. Let's take pictures, right? No, seriously, no, because women tend to be more paranoid parents. Okay, they tend to sit there and be really scared of their kids putting stuff in their mouths, and if they don't know, da da da. Over men. Men tend to think everything's a little bit hilarious and cute. Like, you know which one of
Yeah.
my parents allowed me to take sips of beer? Not my mother. You know what I mean? Right? Like,
Right.
not my mother. So I'm just saying, y'all clearly, listen, it's probably a little bit of both, higher side of men, let's be real. But guys, read instructions. Don't guess. It's a medical test. You're doing the test ostensibly because you want to make sure that you and your family are okay. So read the instructions so that way you're doing the test properly. There you go.
Yes.
It'll help you later when you have a paternity question. You need to use the paternity at home test. If you actually read the instructions properly, then you can guarantee that you're going to get a proper result back. And see how that works? Yeah. It's practice, guys. Practice. Okay.
Dang.
I know.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So my next story is about gas. Them gas prices. I have 4 tabs, so bear with me.
Okay.
One story, 4 tabs. And I already took a swig of water. Hopefully I can get through this. And that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Mhm.
Let's see, because I think I had 2 to show and then 1 reading, I think, but whichever. This one is a video, as you see. And let's see what they're talking about.
There. Everyone, regardless of income, will qualify for the $400 rebate as long as they pay taxes.
It'll go far in helping with price increases, not only at the pump, but at the grocery store and on our utility bills. Californians are hurting and they need relief.
I asked if those on fixed income qualified too, like low income retirees, veterans, and disabled Californians who receive government benefits and do not work.
And thank you for that point of clarification. Yes, yes, it will. That is certainly the goal and the way that we would craft the implementation of the proposal.
While they said it's equivalent to a gas tax holiday,
to put that into context, for most vehicles, for most Californians, this $400 rebate is equivalent to a 1-year gas tax holiday.
They don't want an actual suspension of the 51.1 cent of taxes Californians pay per gallon because they said it would be up to the gas stations to lower the costs. And there's no guarantee they will.
We believe that this is a more efficient and effective way to get money in your pocket, not into the pockets of oil companies.
So I asked Republican Kevin Kiley, who authored the gas tax holiday bill, and Republican leader James Gallagher to respond.
If you look at study after study after study, it supports exactly what we're saying.
Yeah, and again, I mean, it's a tax, okay? So it's the price that you're paying on top of what the price already is, right? So taking that 50 cents, that tax away, will instantly reduce the price by 50 cents a gallon.
Overall, though, they're happy Democrats are trying to give taxpayers back their money. They just want it to be immediate.
If they're going to give a rebate, then do it now. You have the ability to do it. Don't wait till June. Don't wait till budget discussions. People need the relief now.
I asked the Democratic lawmakers when people can expect the checks if it's approved. They said sometime in spring. Dem lawmakers also made it very clear to me that this is different from Governor Gavin Newsom's gas rebate proposal he announced last week. The lawmaker said we could see several rounds of assistance.
All right, Californians, how you pronounce it? You guys may be getting $400 as long as you pay taxes. Can't beat that with a stick. Everyone qualifies as long as you pay taxes. You don't even need to own a car. That sounds great. Will it happen? Maybe, maybe not. But, excuse me, what I will say is if it works for you, it works for you. I don't know. I will keep my eye open because I am curious. But there's been some giveaways, and we've had giveaways in Chicago, and we're having another one the end of the month. So I am going to show you that. And then there's been one in North Carolina. Isn't that wonderful? I'm like, wow, people are just giving gas away, trying to help the citizens. So the next one is a church, a pastor in North Carolina. He wanted to, give some gas to the people. And I think that was very nice of him. He didn't have to, young pastor. Maybe he's going to run for office or something. So that's how he get his, you know, he trying to come into the business. Let's see. You can see him right there. Okay, there we go. North Carolina pastor holds Gas for God event, gifting $10,000 in gasoline cards. That was really nice. That was really great. So he out there funding some gas folks, giving out cards. With gas prices nationwide approaching at an all-time high last week, a pastor from Charlotte, North Carolina wanted to alleviate some of the financial burden families face. Oh, she got a suit on. Okay. As Spectrum News 1 reported, Pastor Brian Carn of Kingdom City Church hosted a Gas on God event last weekend, gifting $10,000 worth of free gas to more than 300 drivers on the west side of Charlotte. He said running out of gas is a feeling no one wants to have, especially when children are involved. He wanted to offer blessings to the community. Did you hear that word? Community. He wanted to help the community. Yeah, he didn't birth those children, none of that, but he wanted to help his community. He's stationed in that area, so he wanted to help his community. That was wonderful. Praise God for the Gas for God program. Wasn't that wonderful? You put your hand together, everybody. Put your hands. Praise them. It's a wonderful thing. Not everybody doing that. Just give them a little praise. Yes, yes. Gas from God. Yes, yes, yes. Now, the next story on gas, there's a lawsuit going on. I'm like, a lawsuit? Why? For helping people? What? Let's check it out, everybody.
Gas stations are suing Woodman's in Waukesha over cheaper gas prices. 12 News' Caroline Reinwald reports the two stations accuse Woodman's of breaking the law.
At the Woodman's gas pumps in Waukesha, lines of cars pull in to fuel up. How come you pump your gas here at Woodman's?
Woodman's has the best prices. I just realized a while ago that this was cheaper prices, and I just don't really look at other places. I just come here.
I saw that it was significantly cheaper than, of course, across the street. It's about 20 cents almost more expensive.
Those gas stations nearby now suing Woodman's because of their cheap gas. According to over 200 pages in court documents 12 News obtained Friday, the companies operating the Shell on Main Street and the BP on Lincoln Avenue argue Woodman's violated the state's Unfair Sales Act, which prohibits selling goods below cost, and are demanding about $80,000 each based on the number of days they say Woodman's illegally outpriced them. But newly filed court documents show Woodman's argues they can sell below cost in order to keep up with Costco, which they say is their main competitor, 6.5 miles away in Pewaukee. In a statement to 12 News, Woodman's is in full compliance with its Waukesha store gas pricing and believes this lawsuit is without merit. As such, we have asked the court to dismiss this action.
Caroline joins us now live. Caroline, you reached out to the other companies in this suit?
Right, and neither of their attorneys returned my requests for comment. This case is now scheduled for a jury trial in October, Patrick.
Caroline Reinwald reporting live.
Well, I know if I'm driving down the street and I look to the right and it's 389, and I look over to the left, 369, I'm making a left-hand turn. That's what I'm going to do. I'm sorry. But they decided, they look over there and they're like, oh, we can't stand these folks across the street from us. They're selling it less. Ain't nobody coming over here. Everybody going over there. And they, tried, got their attorneys, say, hey, this is against the law. They're like, no, it's not, because it is fair pricing. They can do that. And then, but the people that was trying to sue them, now the interesting part, they wanted to charge them extra. I'm like, wait a minute, come on now. You want to get $80,000 when you could have gotten no more than, I think it said $1,900, something like that. But, of course, they're going to inflate, because why? They lost some money. They feel some kind of way. They feel like the boss and the king. And I understand, people probably went over there to get their papers and now and laters and a big gulp or something. But they're like, I'm sorry. We can't do it. I'm sorry. We ain't going to be able to do it. We're going to have to pass you up. But if I hear anything else about it, I'll tell you. But I think that's the end of it. I don't think you're going to hear anything else about it. Now, in my city, Chicago, we had a gas giveaway on the 17th. When was that? Thursday? Yeah. So we had a gas giveaway. And it was $200,000 worth of gas. Wow, that's a lot of gas. That's a lot of people, which means traffic. So let me share that with you and show you the traffic jam. Oh, jam. Right, so that will be another Thursday, and it will be for $1 million. That's what I was told. $1 million. Now, I don't know what's going to happen if it's truly $1 million. I can see maybe $500,000, but word on the street is going to be $1 million giveaway of gas. I cannot prove it, but that's what I last read that he's going to do on the 30th. So stay tuned. I'm sure the helicopter's going to be out. Everything else.
Mm-hmm.
They were out. It was no joke. I'm
boy.
like, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, people was lined up. They were ready. They like, oh, give me my gas. And $50, shoot, I would have been out there in line too.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. Let me know when you're gonna do another one.
Right? And tell me when you're coming over here. Man, gas prices are just skyrocketing. Like, it's to the point now where, like, you might not have heard from your family in 6 months, right? But they gonna message you and be like, yo, gas is going up 25 cents. You might want to get gas before Thursday. Like, gas prices are going crazy. So yeah, it would be a national holiday here, I think, at this point.
It would.
It
And
would.
please forgive me. I forgot one that I had for last week. I started getting my stuff together. I forgot about this one because I was so excited about people actually helping that I forgot to show the people that were stealing.
Ooh.
So let me show you that, and then I'll go ahead and let you do your thing.
Okay.
This was so, I don't know. I don't want to use the word clever, but I'm like, how? Sway, how? But they're going to show you how. They were stealing gas. And I forgot how many thousand, I think $50,000, but the story should tell us. Let's see.
Prices shooting up. Some thieves now stealing gas, not just a few gallons, but in the hundreds in just a single setting. Our Bill Barajas live from a mom and pop gas station in Southwest Houston. They say they're now out of thousands of dollars because of this bill.
Houston,
right,
Texas.
and with gas prices soaring, as you can see here just behind me, this family-owned gas station says they were targeted by thieves 4 days in a row. The gas station manager telling me cameras here at the gas station caught them using these underground storage tanks to steal over 1,000 gallons of diesel fuel. Surveillance cameras caught this van parking at the same location on multiple occasions. From the camera's angle, it looks to be harmless, but Jerry Thiel, the Fuquay Express store manager, says the van is actually just over the underground storage tanks.
At first, we were like, oh, I wonder what he's doing there, because we didn't see anybody get out of the vehicle. But then we realized, oh, there's probably a trap door inside the vehicle, and he's pumping like that.
Thiel says he began reviewing the store's cameras because his daily inventory checks just weren't adding up.
Three consecutive days, and it was about 350 gallons of diesel per day.
The stolen liquid gold costing Thiel and his family about $5,000 to $6,000. He says the person responsible tried to come back a fourth day.
This was this past Friday. The fourth day, I was actually in the office when he decided to show up, and as soon as I saw him drive over the tanks, I sprinted out of the office.
Thiel can be seen chasing the van down, the driver speeding off. He tells us he knows it was a dangerous decision, but wanted them to know he was on to them.
We have bills to pay. We got employees that count us, that work for us, and that live, that need that money.
And Thiel tells us he believes the driver of that van may have had an accomplice and lookout. He has filed a police report with the Houston Police Department. We called them tonight to ask about this case, but we're unable to get any in.
Yeah, no information, of course. You're not going to get any right now. It's too soon. But I want to know how in the world they put the car over the hole and what? Some Inspector Gadget stuff? They got all these holes and screws and all these special tools and pumps. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Wow. But they did it.
Yeah.
Like, dang. What the world? Woo. Too much for me, honey. Too much for me.
Remember we said at the start of the pandemic, we said people have too much time on their hands?
Yes.
That is still true today. That's what this just proved, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to. People have too much time on their hands. And what did they say? The idle devil's hands. Yeah, you know, it's the saying it's like idle hands are like the devil's hands or the devil's workshop, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, point is, people should not have so much free time. And you see the destructiveness when people do.
Okay.
That's what it comes down to. I mean, wow. Okay, so now here's the thing, y'all. I wasn't gonna do it. You know, I've been trying to stay away from the Rona news. I have just because you know what, it's annoying, and I think we're all a little bit over it. And that's why I'm gonna cover this today. No, seriously though. So because I saw this, I came across this thing, and I went, that's interesting. It's a whole conspiracy, y'all, and I'm going to share it with you today. So I came across this article, right? And it said, oh, look at this. New options available for Niagara residents worried about mRNA vaccines, right? So, you know, again, let's try to capitulate as much as possible to, you know, the Freedom Trail and all this stuff going on, right? Okay. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, it says new options available. You see this is new, right? New
Yes.
options available for Niagara residents worried about the mRNA vaccines. So I went and I read. I did read it. I'm not going to read it now because it's irrelevant. I'm going to tell you what it says in a nutshell. What it says is, oh guys, there's this new option. It's a vaccine, but it's a traditional vaccine. You know, the vaccine you grew up with your whole life and we know is actually a vaccine and it works like a vaccine and acts like a vaccine, and so it's a vaccine and you can call it a vaccine and it's not fraudulent. Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a new option and it's a normal vaccine that everyone knows is a vaccine, right? That works very well against COVID. And so, therefore, hey, guys, you don't have to worry about the mRNA thing anymore. Hey, look, we got you a regular vaccine. It's a brand new option. It's a brand new option. Now, you notice I did impress upon you several times that this is a new option, right? I said
that's what you said. Yeah.
I did. I said it a lot of times, and I said it a lot of times for a reason, because I wanted you to see just how new this option is. It's super new. It's so new, guys. It's so new that it's almost a year old. Yeah. Yeah. Because see, this article is almost a year old. Now, to prove the fact that it's almost a year old, I'm going to scroll down over here and I'm going to show you the date that this was published right here. Look, it says June 24th, 2021. And what is this article about? Well, it says the mRNA vaccines are extraordinary, but Novavax is even better. What is Novavax? Novavax is the traditional vaccine against COVID. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. So how, March 22nd, is Novavax brand new when this article is saying, hey, listen, we finally have a traditional vaccine? And actually what it's saying is, well, the push for the mRNA vaccine is almost crazy at this point. We're now pushing for, if y'all remember back then, we were talking about the third booster shot. We're probably going to need a fourth one, and then you're going to have to do this every single year and blah, 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 right around that time last year. And this article is saying, listen, we're not saying that the mRNA vaccines aren't decent. We're just saying that, yay, it was a great stopgap, and now we have a traditional vaccine. So that is going to get people who are uncomfortable with the mRNA version of this to maybe actually get vaccinated. It's just as effective, ease of manufacturing, way cheaper to manufacture. Overall, we're going to be able to convince more Western people to use it, and we'll be able to afford to produce it in bigger masses to send it around the world. But, as I said, persistent hype around the mRNA vaccine technology is now distracting us from other ways to end the pandemic. Oh, not distracting us. I didn't even know this article existed. Didn't know. Almost a year old. And so you might ask yourselves, well, why? Why, oh, why would they do that? I mean, they're worried about our health and our well-being, right? I mean, sure, they want to make money too, but I mean, they're worried about our health and the well-being of the people in the world. They care that we're dying in mass. They care about the new variants. They care so much. They care so much that they have been using us all as guinea pigs. Of course they have. Everyone's been saying it. Everyone. Okay. Now here's the thing. Why was the mRNA vaccine originally invented? The one that didn't work, that failed in multiple studies and then was put on a shelf until COVID. It was invented to try to be a vaccine against HIV. And it failed multiple times. Failed. And so they put it on a shelf, left it alone. So why, oh why, have they been sitting there pushing this vaccine, trying to get people to take a second, third, fourth, fifth dose, changing this, that, and the next thing, blah, blah, blah. Why? Well, I don't know. Maybe could it be? Look at this. Monday, March 14th, 2022. The NIH launches a clinical trial of 3 mRNA HIV vaccines. be could it be that they were trying to make their dead vaccine actually successful in any way, so that way they could actually use it against what they actually wanted to use it for? I wonder. I just notice how I didn't read none of this to y'all, because it's
Right.
not important to read it. It's important for you to look at the dates and see what's up. Because I'll tell y'all, the first thing I saw was this article. NIH launches clinical trial 3 mRNA HIV vaccines. And I knew it. I did. I went in my head, I knew it. But when the Niagara article came in, I went, oh my God, they buried a traditional vaccine against COVID. They buried it so they could keep testing the mRNA vaccine thing on COVID, tweaking it, this, that, and the next thing, right? To try to get to a clinically significant or clinically effective level of this this vaccine, whatever I can't even call it a vaccine. It's not a vaccine. It's not a vaccine. But whatever, try to get to clinically significant usefulness of it, so that way they could then apply it to the thing they want to apply it to. And there you go, guys. So hey, sure, your life has been shut down for years, right? At least 1 year that it didn't need to be, apparently, because there was an actual vaccine. But on the plus side, this might lead to a vaccine to HIV in the future. So there you guys go. For everyone who thought that this was all just the government playing with us and money games, and you were right. There you go. Okay.
You were right.
You were right. That's all I got.
Dang. Okay. Well, I'll do something quick, and so that way you can have a little bit extra time for the Kens and Karens.
All right.
And I do mean quick, because this story was handed over to me, and I appreciate it, but there was nothing much that was there. And I will scroll and prove it to you. It says, let me see, where's the top of this? 13-year-old drove pickup in Texas crash, 9 killed. A National Transportation Safety Board spokesman said a 13-year-old was driving the pickup truck that struck a van in West Texas in a fiery collision that killed 9 people. And then I scrolled to see what else. And I scrolled and scrolled. I'm like, okay, all right. And as you can see, there's nothing there. So that tells me that the 13-year-old is from the dominant society. That was easy to figure out. And all you're going to get is this here. That's it. They're going to just give you this, and they have some music playing in the background, which I'm not going to play. And they just show those that had passed away because of this accident. That was it. No picture of the 13-year-old, no history of the 13-year-old, nothing. You get nothing. This is all you get. It's those that perished. And that's all you're going to get. We are not surprised. There's just no surprise. And even if we have a person up here talk from the safety board, he don't have a lot to say, because he's not going to reveal anything. You're not going to get nothing. And I'm like, okay, so what do you want? You just getting paid to be here and be the face of, I'm sorry, we got an investigation, we'll get back to you. I can't answer that. I can't answer that question. You over there in the corner, what is it that you have to ask? I'm sorry, we can't answer that question either. So thank you so much for coming out, and we'll get back to you. And that was it. That's what it is all the time.
Pretty much.
It's never nothing else. What about the 13-year-old? We don't release the name, or we're still investigating. I'm sorry, I have nothing for you. The end. That's it. Thank
you. That sounds about right.
I'm like, okay, well, yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, I still remember one of the very first editorials I ever wrote in middle school was about them charging a 12-year-old as an adult with murder for accidentally killing the neighbor girl doing wrestling moves. Like he was,
Mm.
he did like one, I think it was like the Undertaker move, one of those moves where you flip someone over and whatever, and it actually hurt her, and then she actually died, right? But it's like, and they charged him with murder, charged him as an adult. Um, Eventually, the laws changed, so he couldn't actually be imprisoned for life because that was what he originally got. But by that point, he had been raised by prison from the time he was 12 until the time he was like 20 something. So he wasn't out very long before he went back to prison, right? And I was just like, why is it that our kids are not kids? That's all I want to
Right.
know. Just, hey, listen, we all live in the same country, right? So if we all live in the same country, then the rules should apply to everyone in the country who is of the same age.
Right.
That's age, not race, age. So if
Exactly.
12-year-olds are children, then all 12-year-olds are children. If 17-year-old boys will be boys, then all 17-year-old boys will be boys. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but like the double standard is too much for me.
It is. I
Mm-hmm.
can't take it. I really can't.
Right.
All right, you guys. I know what time it is
Mm-hmm.
because it's scrolling at the bottom. So, put your hands together, like Birdman, wherever he is. He's hiding from me. Birdman, where you at? Because I know you're excited too, just like we are. We got our hands rubbing together. Where you at? There you go. Yeah. Yeah, he said what a Ken and Karen said. Yeah. All right, Ken. You gonna get in somebody's face? What you gonna say? Huh?
Yeah, this is not your apartment. Do you have an ID on you, maybe? That fucking...
Dude, seriously? You attacking me? Seriously?
Get that phone out of your...
Hey! What the hell's wrong with you? You stupid?
Oh boy.
Knocked him way back.
Right? Okay, now for our very first one of the day, I'm going to do one that I was going to do last week, but the thing is, I don't remember exactly how it went anymore at all. Like almost zero memory. I vaguely remember the first 10 seconds or so. So let's all just cross our fingers together and hope that Ruby's picker last week was good. And this is going to be as amazing as it normally is. I mean, come on. Even if it's not, it's still Karens, right? So like the bottom barrel of Karens is still like top notch. Let's keep it a buck, right? So
right.
Okay. So I like this one now because it's in a different setting, right? So this is about a Karen ordering drinks in a bar. I was like, okay. I don't think that we saw Karen and how she, I don't know what she was doing in the restaurant last week, right? But ordering drinks in a bar is a new one. So let us see how Karen orders drinks in a bar. Okay.
I should have handled this, lady. Do you think you could have kept your cool? I was grabbing a drink for another customer, and this lady cut everyone in line.
Hi, is anyone actually taking drinks here or anything? Yeah, she did. Oh, because I thought you guys were here talking and all that. I'm just confused. Oh no, I was just getting her my handheld. So let me know her handheld. Oh,
I could immediately tell that something was off.
So let's see.
She didn't know that she was being recorded on my TikTok live. I can't believe what she said at the end of the clip.
Coca-Cola. We don't have the full bar. I can't make full taxes. Well, you were making those guys, whatever shots, super fast. It took you like 10 minutes to make whatever shot.
It's just an Akashi that was shaken.
Well, it took you 10 minutes.
No, if you wanted like a Akashi.
Okay, so how about let's make this simple. Let's try again.
Okay.
A double shot of wild whiskey with a ginger back and then a Coca-Cola. Can you repeat that to me? I just want to know you remember.
I can't say shots because we're not allowed to serve shots. It could be a double martini, well whiskey, but we don't
So
really have a
double martini, so it's all going to be mixed?
It's going to be shaken.
So you guys can't do separate?
I can't just pour it straight in the glass. It has to be shaken and then put in the glass.
I understand you think you're cute and that you can take your time. I know this, girl. I'm not.
I understand you think you're cute. Like, that's what she said. I understand you think you're cute, so you can take your time. I'm a model, so I get it.
Oh.
Excuse you? Like, what? No, she's taking her time and trying to do things right, so the order's right because this is obviously a high-end clientele,
Yeah.
right? She looks cute because she has to get tips.
Mm-hmm.
She's not doing it to try to challenge your beauty, little miss, I don't know, second-rate model over here. But okay, this is wow. Just wow. That girl's feeling very insecure right there at the end of the bar. Very insecure. Okay, let's keep listening.
But please remember to respect people, okay? I wasn't realizing I was just because there's a lot of guys here that literally are willing to do whatever doesn't mean you have to disrespect women. Let's see how fast you can.
She got disrespected?
You can do this.
Wow.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know which part was she disrespected in. The fact that she said, no, literally, we're not allowed to. Literally, I'm not allowed to do the thing you're asking me to do, ma'am. Literally can't. It's not that I don't want to. It's that I literally can't do it. Don't disrespect women, okay? Just because you think you're cute doesn't mean you can come up in here and disrespect women. Oh. Okay, Karen. I know you're used to being, I don't know, she's from like Wisconsin or wherever, right? And she's used to being the hottest girl in her little pond. And I don't know, maybe she's like on a trip to Vegas or something and she's not used to like being bottom of the barrel. No one's paying attention to her, but that's obviously her experience today. And Karen does not deal well with change. You know what I mean? Like,
No, not at all.
no, you have always got to treat Karen like the superstar she thinks she is at all times. Like, wow. You know what? Yeah, she's absolutely right. I was not made for drunk customer service. I personally wasn't, right? Like I could not have handled that well. That's why I didn't deal with drunk customer service. Sober customer service, I'm better at. No.
Yeah.
All right. Now this one, guys, okay, it has a part 1 and a part 2, and I have them both for you. Yes. Yes, that's right. Bra store Karen, maybe we could call it. Because we already have a Victoria's Secret Karen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but she's Fresno bra store. Because I mean, I feel like we already have a Fresno Karen too, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, right. Fresno bars. I don't know. Let's see part 1. Okay, let's take a look at part 1.
Yeah, I think I might take some bras too, because like you can just steal now, right?
You can?
No, but they're looting.
We tried to help her find a new bra after she complained about the one she bought.
Don't touch me. Bitch, don't touch me.
We returned the bra she didn't like even though it was past the return date.
You're stealing, so you go.
No, I'm not stealing.
You are stealing.
Left the store.
You just said you were going to steal.
Left the store.
You just said you were going to steal.
No, I said stealing. Everybody's doing it.
So okay, go ahead.
No, Karen. That's not what you said.
Right. That wasn't her exact words. That's
right. Your exact words would, I guess I should just steal it because everybody's doing it and getting away with it. Those were your words. And then you picked up the bras and walked away.
All right. And they're watching you.
Right. You don't get to just threaten to steal from someone's store and be like, all I said was, stealing. Everyone's doing it. That's all I said. How dare you hold me accountable for the words that come out of my mouth? Okay, Karen. Let's see how this goes.
I'm recording it, so everybody.
I guess the store's called Soma.
You're being very rude and disrespectful to my coworkers, so.
There you go.
People here in Soma think that they're better than everybody else, and they would like to not sell $70 bras to people. When I tell them my size, they want to argue with me about it, and now they're telling me to leave the store.
Because you
And
called
they're
everybody
videotaping
disrespectful
me,
names.
And they're taping me because I called one of their girls a bitch.
And a cunt. Don't forget that.
Oh my God, she admits it.
They should accept it, huh? Okay.
There's only She's not even saying, I didn't do it. She's saying, no, I did it. Oh, just because I called one of their girls a bitch. Right? And she's like, don't forget the cunt, too. Oh, poor baby. Just because I called them some names. Now they don't want my money and they want to send me out of their store.
Wow.
She admitted it.
Mm. Yeah, Karen normally don't.
Right? Normally, Karen is the most innocent person on earth. So that was shocking. That was okay. Karen, Fresno, Soma Karen, you surprised me. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay.
Are we so such an old woman? Are we so You're an old woman.
I have your bras here, ma'am. I have it here. Sorry for that. Here, you keep recording just in case she says anything. Okay, hon, I have all your bras here. And let me go ahead and cancel that order.
That one.
Right.
Get that one.
So what I'm going to do
You
is I'm going to
cute?
cancel. Ma'am, please don't record my girls.
That is weird. Oh, no, they're recording me. They're your girls now? You own them?
Oh God.
I'm not even clocked.
Yeah, that's how she meant it. Clearly.
It's her right there. It's her right there.
Oh! I need to bring out my store. That was assault. She just assaulted me.
Oh.
I want to file a complaint right now. I want to file a complaint. She just slammed my phone out of my hand.
Okay, so where we we're leaving the story so far, right? Karen's been assaulted, apparently, according to Karen, right? I mean, in Karen's view, Karen was assaulted, right? That could mean anything coming from a Karen, but you know,
that remains the same.
right? You know. Okay, so we got a minute of part 2. And they felt the need to give us part 2. So I feel like it's going to be good. Okay, let's take a look.
It's her right there. It's her right there.
Oh! I need to bring out my store. That was assault. She just assaulted me. Yeah, I want to file a complaint right now. I want to file a complaint. She just slammed my phone out of my hand. Fine, I will. Let's go. Bye. No, I'm not leaving. Bye. I want the police here.
She's not leaving.
That chick, I need to have my store. She's been so hostile with my girls. She just slammed it out. They were videotaping me. Please do, because I will align with them. Thank you.
Can I just point out how feminine and submissive these women are, Char? Again, like I'm really feeling like Karen sets an amazing example for what womanhood should be.
She does. Yes, she does. Just imagine what she would do with those beautiful biracial children. Yes.
Oh God, yes. Okay.
I'm gonna go grab her Okay. I'm just saying
Tell that girl to stop videotaping.
There's like 3. It's our right to videotape.
Okay, well then I'm videotaping these broads.
Videotaping these brides.
It's her right there.
Just ridiculous. Won't even go. They just want to stay.
Right. Like, Karen, now but see, that's the thing. That's honestly, I gotta give Karen kudos for this one part. She does not mind if she's gonna get arrested, right? Like, she stands on her square out the wazoo. Like, I don't know. Like, she is one of the bravest of all, right? But, like, seriously, she does not care. Karen, you could threaten to arrest her. You could threaten anything. Karen is standing up for Karen, and you can't tell her nothing. Nothing. You hear me? Okay.
Oh, she's gonna be bailed out.
Oh, well, I guess that's a big deal, right? I mean, I guess if I knew for sure I'd get bailed out, for sure, then yeah, maybe I would feel a little more comfortable. But I don't think I would get bailed out for acting like a Karen. I mean, right? Like, I wish I could say I was that blindly loved, but I feel like someone would teach me a lesson. Someone or another, I don't know. The family would band together and be like, no, we got to break this Karen in her. We got to break it out of her. We can't tolerate her like this.
Right.
Right? Can't teach her this behavior is okay. That's what's gonna happen to me. Okay. All right. So now we've got this one. And so this is actually from, sorry, what was it? I don't know how to say this. A Jijik? A Ahihik? I don't know, man. Somewhere in Mexico. Okay.
That works for me.
Right now, somewhere in Mexico, an American Karen decides to harass and assault people while not following mask protocols. I like that they had to put that part in, though, right, for good measure. So, let us watch Karen in Mexico. This is Karen on vacation, y'all. Okay, let's see.
Even on vacation.
Even on vacation, can't act right. Okay, let's go.
Enjoy it.
Uh-oh.
That's a different person.
Get a mask. Get a mask. Here.
Oh.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Come and do it.
Get it.
Come and do it.
Oh, no.
Get
Actually, let's rewind. Let's get a little. Because she thinks she's slick.
Different person.
Get a mask. Get a mask. Here. Fuck you, bitch. I'll slap the shit out of you right now.
Get her.
Why don't you come and do it?
Come and do it.
And then she flinches right away. As
Uh-huh.
soon as he went to reach back towards her, she flinched. No, come and do it. Come and do it. Trying to reach out to him, right? As soon as he moved, she flinches back. Wait, no, but I thought you were tough, Karen. You were tough. You were hanging tough. You don't flinch. Stand on that square, Karen. Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
God damn.
This guy was treating me like shit because I walked on the sidewalk.
So what? You're supposed to be wearing a mask.
So what? I really did just get over COVID. I'm not contagious. I just
Get
tested
away
negative.
from me.
Oh.
Whoa.
You better be
Uh-oh.
I mean, I don't care if you're the paper.
Leave the older man alone.
Treated this way.
Yes, you
I
did.
walked down a sidewalk.
Get the fuck back to
I
where you came
walked
from.
on a sidewalk.
Get out of here.
Yep.
Look out.
Uh-oh. Whoa.
Yes. You're fucking crazy.
Karen.
Push her again. I mean, push him again, Karen. Come on.
Right?
You
Karen,
bad.
you are not in America. You're in a country where it's okay to hit back women, especially if those women decide they want to hit men. You know what I mean? Like, what are you trying to do? I can't believe he did that. Really? Okay. Who taught him this? Well, let's do it in replay because we all know we like the gratification of Karen getting her just desserts. So let's watch a little more of that.
Walked on a sidewalk.
Get out of here. Look out.
Oh!
Yes.
Oh, she put her
You're
shoulder
fucking
back on her
crazy.
shoulder though.
Go for the master. Karen.
She hear her name.
Yes, you are a Karen.
Girl, stop it. But my name isn't Carrie. Yeah, everyone knows your name's not your name. Like the one that your parents gave you isn't Karen. We all know that. No one was suggesting, Karen, that your mama named you Karen. Nobody was suggesting that, Karen, and you know it, Karen. Okay, Karen? I would have just kept going. Oh, poor fool. See, y'all, listen, Karen, if you're gonna be doing all that Karening, at least do it in the West. Like you can't leave the Western world and think you're gonna be okay. You're not.
Okay.
Right? Most other places in the world you can hit women. Not just ones like, oh, you're married to or your sibling, or you can hit women like to teach them lessons or to train them like you could hit random people's children. So, if you want to be a Karen, just stick to home. Just stick to home. It's, no offense to American men. I feel sorry for y'all too, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? For Karen's sake. Teach Karen for Karen's sake. Now, this is Karen at Chili's. We're going to close off the night. Hey, listen, maybe some of y'all are hungry. You're going to go out and get something to eat. This is a commercial for Chili's featuring Karen. So let's let's watch this Chili's commercial.
You're stupid. You're so dumb. You're so useless in your job. But Dad's recording, you fucking idiot.
Oh,
Fucking moron. I'm
well.
fucking 42. How old are you, you motherfucker? How old are you, motherfucker? How old are you, motherfucker?
Hold on. No, I
Oh,
have to hear it again. This idiot bull said her dad's a lawyer and she's 42. And this is how she acts?
oh, such
That's
maturity and femininity. Woo.
very, very feminine, right? I mean, come on. I thought for sure she was another boy. I didn't even. It like took me a minute to process that that was the Karen. I'm being serious. I didn't even realize. I thought it was some dudes watching. So we're gonna watch it again.
So you losing your job. My dad's a lawyer, you fucking idiot. Fucking moron. I'm fucking 42. How old are you, you motherfucker? How old are you, motherfucker? How old are you, motherfucker?
Aw.
Yeah, no. Wrap our food up.
He doesn't want to be a Ken. He's just stuck.
Right.
And I'm guessing that's baby daddy because he's trying to shut her up, but she just won't have it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he's trying to be like anywhere but there. He's just pretending he's not there, right? If I close my eyes, it'll all be over. Okay.
It's okay to treat people like this way.
The police are here.
You're
If you're
fucking
hiding in the corner, he's
You
scared
don't
of
know,
her.
you don't know shit. Fuck you, give me the bag. Dad, I got it all on camera. I got it all on camera. I sure do. I sure do. And I paid your bills. I'm upset.
Wait, what did she say?
What?
Did she say she pays him?
She pays the bill, but I didn't quite get it.
Right? I gotta hear it again. Are you trying? Because then I heard I'm quite upset, right? So she's gonna try to sell her. Remember, we said from the last story, I was very surprised she admitted to everything she did. Because no, I'm so upset. I got treated so poorly. But what I'm confused about is her saying that she pays. Okay, let's listen one more time. It's really fast. Okay.
Got it all on camera.
I'm
I
dying.
sure do. I sure do. And I paid your bills. I'm upset.
Pay his. It seemed like she said pay him bill, but I guess pay his
Yeah.
bill is what she was saying.
Oh, maybe she meant it like in that way that I guess sometimes they mean it when like they say because I paid my bill today for $7.42 that pays your rent, like that, like it's like that illogical thing, and they connect that like
I don't know. That was weird, just like her.
right. I was trying, man. I was really trying. I really wanted to try to understand. I was trying to understand. Karen.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Yeah. But she paid something, so we just gonna believe her. She paid something. I don't know. Whole thing.
Right? I guess she paid something and she thought that entitled to her to I don't even know what. I would love to interview that woman. If someone knows that woman, please refer her. Ruby at classicruby.com. Tell her to email me. I would love to interview her and find out what she paid and what she thought she was paying for when she paid that. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
what did you really think you're getting by paying whatever you paid? That's all I want to know.
And she said she got video too. So
Right? Exactly. She did say she had it all on video. So I feel like, listen, if we could get the expose, we can get the expose. We can get the expose, but it's all right.
okay. Well, thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Article Reactions. We had fun. Hope you did too. You guys make sure you tune in on Friday nights for our live stream. You never know what we're going to do, but it's going to be good, whatever it is. But I do know for this Friday coming up, the 25th, we are going to discuss men health / mental health. So tune in for that. You learn something, people will be sharing, and hopefully you can share as well. So tell your peeps. And it's at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, as usual. Open panel. And I hope to see you guys then. And until next time, peace.
Cheers, y'all.
Hi. This is Char Willie from the Just Ask Char Advice channel on YouTube. Join me every Friday night at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for an open panel discussion. You'll find myself, Classic Ruby, and others giving our honest opinion, giving several examples, and problem solving. If you have an email for advice, you can send it to JustAskChar@gmail.com. Hope to see you soon.